Have you recently retired and don't know what to do with yourself? Or maybe you were laid off or whatever and you're older and it's hard to find employment? That's me. Well, anyhow, don't sit in the house. Do not sit in the house. Because a lot of people think just because you're older and you're elderly and basically in your last years of life, as people might think, you're not. So don't act like it. Get up off that sofa. Get off out of that chair, that your comfortable chair that you sit in every single day to watch TV or fall asleep or whatever. Get up. Get dressed. You're still alive. Even if you don't have much money, there's always stuff that you can do. Like right now, I'm not employed. My job was terminated. I'm still looking for something to do as far as employment, but it's difficult for older people. Nobody wants to hire or work with older people because they think, well, they're going to retire anyway, so I don't want to waste my time or money on that person, which is totally wrong because we have a lot to offer. But anyhow, I'm not sitting in the house right now. I'm getting up. I'm dressed for a 63-year-old, yes. Never let anybody tell you what you can and cannot wear. This is what I like to wear today, and this is what I'm wearing today. So now I'm going for a walk. Um, I live in Chelsea, Oklahoma, and I got me a bag with water. It's going to be like, I think, 80 degrees today. So I'm just gonna go for a walk. There's lots of places to see. I do live not too far from, it's an underpass on Route 66. So I'm just gonna head that way just to go somewhere, do something. So, but as far as walking goes, and who's in a hurry? It's not like we're speed racing. So take your time. If you have mobility issues, just walk slower. But you'll get there eventually. Just walk slower. Anyhow, it's a beautiful sunny day today. And I'm just gonna enjoy it. No cares in the world. People have problems, whether it's health, financial, both, relationships, or whatever. Just do the best that you can. That's all you can do. So if you're watching me sitting in your chair, in your comfy chair that you normally fall asleep in, get up, take a shower to refresh yourself if you're tired, and get dressed. Doesn't matter what you got on or what you look like. Just get dressed and step out of your house. Go for a walk. It's good for your blood circulation. Just move, just get your body moving. Doesn't cost a penny. So if you're worried about funds, you don't have to worry doing this. Enjoy the beauty, enjoy the nature. It's just amazing. And if you're not mobile, maybe in a wheelchair, see if somebody can push your chair for you if you can't do it, if it's not motorized. But find ways to move around. Like Oklahoma, I live in Chelsea, like I said. I don't know how long I'm going to live in Chelsea, but I'm going to enjoy every minute I have. If you're looking for a town that has a lot of people and a lot of stuff going on, this town is not for you. If you enjoy quiet and peace and nobody really bothers you, then maybe you should need to look into Chelsea, Oklahoma. But I'm a 63-year-old loner and I love it. So some people have to be around others because they like to talk and socialize. I'm not one of them. I like being by myself. I enjoy it. It doesn't make me lonely. If a person likes to be alone, does not make them lonely at all. Although a lot of people that do like a lot of people and are sociable, They think that you're lonely just because you're not like them. You know, not everybody is the same. That's what people got to realize. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. You know, sure, I got a lot of things going on in my life like everybody else, you know, but am I going to let that get me down? Nope. So I got a God who's bigger than everything else. And I am just enjoying the day. This building here ahead of us, as you can tell, it's a very small town. This building has a library, it has a civic center, it has a chamber of commerce, and it also has a senior center, all in one building, in this little building. So that should tell you how big this town is. There's a lot of stuff that's still closed in Chelsea, because back then, back in the day, my friend told me it was used to be a booming town. There was a lot of jobs, you know, buildings, and there was even a drive-in. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff she was telling me. It was the coal company, I think she said, was here, and it was a lot of work here for people, so families were here and they grew here. She was raised here all her life. But once that company shut down, there were no more jobs. So people had to move out. So that means buildings closed, businesses closed, and it's basically like the shell of Chelsea that's left. And it's very quiet. The stores she used to tell me were here, I was surprised, you know, but she gave me the history rundown of this town. If you haven't visited my other videos, I have walked through these streets before, and even though I have walked through those streets before, you can always find something new that you hadn't seen before. So even though you've gone somewhere, go again. That's what I say. You always learn something new. Always. This is the main street in Chelsea. See how it's like nobody's out? Businesses are closed. There's still some businesses open, but a lot had left. And sometimes businesses will come, open up, and then realize that they're not getting as much business as they thought they would, so they end up closing. And then cycle repeats. Now this building on the corner is a historic building. Let me see what date it is from. It is currently, this is the Chelsea Area Historic Museum. This building. I don't see a date on it, but it's an old building. And I don't see a date. Let's see if it's on the side. Nope. I'm sure I can Google it and find out. But that's the Historic Museum in Chelsea. The street ahead is Route 66. You know, when I purchased this house in Chelsea, I thought I was far enough from the trains so I wouldn't hear the train, and that was incorrect. I hear that train so much. Been here 3 years. Every time it passes, even in the middle of the night. But sometimes you get immune to it though, the sound. But this is basically the train tracks right now. I'm getting ready to cross over. Goes down that way and down that way. These stairs right here, this is our Route 66 pedestrian underpass mural. It's on Walnut Street and West 6th Street in Chelsea. In 2016, they gave an old pedestrian bridge underpass a deep clean and makeover after cleaning out the debris and built up dirt. They turned it over, the underpass over to an artist by the name of Kenneth Hollingshed to start creating a historical Route 66 pedestrian underpass mural. The mural pays tribute to historical elements of Chelsea, from a 1930s gas station to the Hogue House. I'm going to take you down there so you can go through and see the only open it's one of the only open underpasses on the Oklahoma stretch of the Mother Road, while taking in bits of Route 66 and Chelsea's history. So I'm going to go down there now. I came down here about a month ago. The last time I came down here, people started already doing graffiti. And now that I'm getting close, I can hear my echo. I don't know if you probably will be able to hear my echo as I come down here. So as you can see, they have graffiti already on the walls, you know, comments and things like that. But this is the artwork that he's done. This is the wonderful train that I told you I listen to every night and every day and from day to night. This is a cattle drive. Let me pull it out a little. A cattle drive. This is the Chelsea Motel that's down the street. This is the end of the trail. This is the Sears house. This house was made from a catalog, believe it or not. And I live maybe about, I want to say about a 4-minute drive from this house. It was built way back in the day. It's interesting because back then, you know, building a house from a catalog, you know, it was interesting. It's this house is on Olive Avenue, and it's a historic Sears modern home, number 146. It's a kit house. It was assembled by Joe Hogue. It's listed in the National Registry of Historic Places since 1982, and it frequently cited as the first Sears Honor built home in Oklahoma. But it's a 24 square foot structure, and it's got 30-foot porch, often called the Sears Saratoga. It remained in the Hogue family for over 90 years with few alterations. This is a Pryor Creek Bridge, which is about 7 minutes from my house. Been there too. And of course the Mother Road, Route 66. Here's Phillips gas station. And then the field mill and cotton gin. Oklahoma's first oil well, which I passed by, and it's still standing. That piece you see in the picture to the left, that's the only thing that was really standing there. It wasn't really much to look at, but there is a sign that said Oklahoma's first oil well. And this is about another maybe 7 minutes away from where I live. This is a picture of Chelsea in 1907. And then this is basically the Indian Territory. The map, you can see all the locations, where Kansas starts and where Texas and Arkansas start. But basically this is the map of Indian Territory. Chelsea is right there to the right top where it says Cherokee. Underneath you'll see Chelsea. Right before Missouri and Peoria. And then this is a Frisco Depot. Not sure where that's at. I'll have to get back with you on that one. I have to ask my friend who's lived here all her life. She knows this whole area. And then basically on this side, they just kind of like went to town, just writing whatever on these walls. Just whatever. Random stuff all the way. Now I can scream and you can hear my echo really well. My voice is very low though.
That's the stories I've always heard. I'm asking about that because I've never heard of it. Who cares if that's true or not? I don't.
Hello. Oh my gosh. And then over here on this side, we cross the street with the underpass. And over on this side is the sign that tells you where you're at. Chelsea, you are here. 7 miles to the, is the total pole, which I've been to, which is pretty cool. Coleman Theater is 46 miles. The Blue Whale, which is pretty cool, is 30 miles. They are redoing that whole the Blue Whale area in Catoosa. I don't know if it's done yet, but it's going to be pretty cool to see. Then there's Afton Station, 33 miles, 66, Heart of 66 Museum. Chicago from here is 649 miles. And then Santa Monica, California is 1,501 miles. So this is basically it. You can sit on this bench and just people watch and car watch. Well, not so much people watch because there's not really many people. But this is the pedestrian underpass mural that we just went through. But my friend was telling me there was and then this side it has the same information. My friend was telling me, I think it's this area here where the pharmacy is, that the drive-in was in. That's where it was at back in the day. But that's basically it of Chelsea, Oklahoma, as far as sites go where people go visit. This is basically one of the stops that's on the list when people drive from one end of Route 66 to the other. This is one of the places they stop at, is this quick mural underpass. Sometimes it feels like a ghost town. But I'm good with that. I am good with that. Here in the corner is a donut place that opened up. It has, I guess, some other things in there. But they opened up, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago or so, and they decorated it really nice outside, you know. And they, right now, I think the business is doing well, you know, for what it is in this area. Here it is. Isn't this cute? They're open for breakfast and lunch. It's called Rolling Sheets Bakery and Coffee. They got cinnamon rolls, cheesecake, cookies, and cakes. I mean, it's really cute. And I'm sure if it was like in Tulsa or somewhere there's a lot of people, it would do well. But Chelsea, I don't know. Right now, I think it's doing well, but that's what happens to a lot of businesses here. They start off well, and then they start to realize that they're not making any money. And then, you know, because there's hardly anybody here. You hear the wonderful train, and I'm not even far from my home. Listen. And if you hear really close, you can hear the tracks. But that's what I hear basically from home. You know, as you get older, your bones start to do some crazy stuff. You know, I guess I've been like slouching for most of my life and looking down at your phone like everybody else has. But I noticed that my back is kind of like showing signs of slump, you know. So I'm trying to stand straighter to fix that neck and back, you know, upper back issue from sitting, you know, slouched and looking down at my phone. So if you guys are sitting in your sofas and kind of like slouching and comfortable and looking at your cell phones and this and that, be careful, because your bones will develop into that the way you're sitting, like mine has. So I am trying my hardest to walk straighter. And it was funny because I never noticed. My son was the one who told me, "Mom, you're slouching," you know, and then I would straighten my shoulders back, and then when I walk, and then about a minute later I'm back to my comfortable position. Well, because of that, now my back is kind of like curved in a way, my upper back into my neck, because of the way I sit. So, word to the wise, please, when you're sitting down, either have a pillow behind you or some kind of something to hold you up so you're not slouching, because your bones will go into that position. And then once you're comfortable in that position, you don't even notice. My son, like I said, was the one who told me, because I never noticed. But now I'm trying to be more, you know, like trying to straighten up. And it's hard, because you figure I'm 63 years old. You know, all my life I've been slouched, you know, and now all of a sudden I want to stand and have a better posture. But it's difficult because it hurts my neck. I mean, it's very painful because I guess I'm pulling on muscles and bones that are not used to being straight. You know, they're used to being in the slouch position, and I'm forcing it to line up straight. So it's painful. I mean, my experience, it's painful because I sprained my neck, which was very painful. And it's been about a week and a half. So, and it's still painful, but not as bad. You can tell it's starting to ease up some. But through it all, just straighten up, because like me, you'll pay for it later. So just try to stand straight, head back, align your body, your posture, so it's straight and not where I'm at. Because even you can tell, even when I walk by, if you look behind my neck area and shoulder area, you can see there's like a little curvature. So now that I'm 63, I don't know how much of that I can fix, but I sure am going to try. If you have the same issue, just try to, stand straight. Try to not sit in that chair so much, because that chair is comfortable, but it doesn't give you support, which makes you kind of like slouch. But other than that, life is good, I mean, of course, I'm going through financial issues and job and stuff like that, but I'm alive. Life is good. How about you? I'm sure you're going through a lot of stuff, but try to keep it positive and try to feel good, even though you might be going through some really hard times. Try to keep positive no matter what, and pray. I always pray. Nothing wrong with prayer. God helps all. Just go to him and he'll help you. But that's why I said, life is good, y'all. Well, I'm almost home. This is Madi's 60s No Filters. Peace.